It seems Apple is bringing an actual batch of unique innovations in foldable manufacturing that we've never seen before in any other, which could actually benefit you most. Google just took its approach to health to a whole new level with a new application, a Gemini health coach, and heck, even a new Fitbit. Apple's plans for the iPhone 18 get controversial, especially with how well the iPhone 17 has sold. And yes, we finally get CAD images of everything that could change with the iPhone 18 Pro series, and it's major. I'm Jaime Rivera, and it's time for these 4 interesting topics. This is Tech Briefing powered by Mediatek. The official news today begin with Google as a much-needed change just rolled out. The company has officially updated the Fitbit application to a new Google Health app starting on May 19th, creating a central hub for all your wellness data. This actually launched in preview months ago, which I did spend some time trying, and it actually became broader than I was expecting. Existing Fitbit users will be upgraded automatically, and the new interface features 4 main tabs: Today, Fitness, Sleep, and Health, and allows you to sync information from wearables, Apple Health, and even personal medical records. Alongside this update, and as part of the preview I tested, Google is globally launching the Google Health Coach, an AI-powered tool built with Gemini that acts as a 24/7 personalized fitness trainer, sleep expert, and wellness advisor. It analyzes your combined health data, nutrition habits, and even local weather to offer proactive advice, and it allows you to easily log workouts or meals just by chatting or snapping a photo. The coach is available through a Google Health Premium subscription for $9.99 a month, or included at no extra cost with Google AI Pro and Ultra plans. By the way, the company also confirmed that user health data will remain private and not be used for Google ads. Now, to complement the new software, Google just introduced the Fitbit Air, its smallest and most discreet wearable tracker yet. Designed to be worn 24/7, the screenless pebble-shaped device focuses on comfort while tracking advanced metrics like heart rate, blood oxygen, heart rhythms, which include AFib, and sleep stages. It boasts up to a week of battery life and supports fast charging, providing a full day of power from just 5 minutes of a charge. Now, the Fitbit Air can automatically detect common workouts, and users can also customize the device's looks with variable interchangeable bands, including the micro-adjustable performance loop, the sweat-proof active band, then the stylish elevated modern band. The standard Fitbit Air is available for pre-order today, starting at pretty much $100, though there is a special edition from Stephen Curry, which costs $129.99 and hits stores on May 26. Either variant includes a 3-month trial to Google Health Premium, and I'm seriously curious if you like everything you just saw in the comments. Let's continue with Apple for a few segments about iPhones, starting with the base model. So, remember the rumors of Apple getting creative about cutting costs with the iPhone 18, even with how successful the 17 has been? Well, according to a recent leak from Fixed Focus Digital, everything is a cost-cutting measure. Actually, it seems the company intends to use interchangeable parts between the standard iPhone 18 and the more affordable iPhone 18e, which, it's kind of weird. Now, according to the source, these could be considered downgrades if you consider that they directly impact the standard model's display quality and internal processor, though if you think of it, the iPhone 17e doesn't have a lesser quality display or processor. But hey, it seems that Apple might even change the naming scheme of the chip to make things a little bit more obvious to buyers. The leaker actually claims this is a final decision, noting that both phones are currently undergoing engineering testing at the same time due to how similar their designs and parts have become. If the rumor holds true, it does seem like if the differences will be down to the amount of cameras and the display, because the iPhone 17e already has a better battery life. Because of this new strategy, Apple is now expected to release the standard iPhone 18 and the iPhone 18e, in addition to the iPhone Air 2 together in the spring of 2027. Some sources claim that this also has the purpose of keeping the iPhone 17 in the market for a bit longer, given the staggering sales numbers, and also for the iPhone Air 2 to gain that extra camera that it might get. Obviously, this turns the fall into flagship season, the spring into something else, and we'll see how consumers react. Let me know what you think about everything in the comments. Now, if Apple is planning to switch seasons for flagships, let's talk about that iPhone 18 Pro, because new CAD renders have just emerged. Now, take these with a grain of salt, as they come from an unknown leaker named Early Apple Leaks, but heck, what we see is a noticeably smaller dynamic island. Now, these types of schematics are typical, as we get to see them months early as case makers prepare for a phone launch. The same leaker also reportedly shared a photo of an alleged iPhone 18 Pro prototype, which seems to show Face ID sensors hidden beneath the display, a technology that would be naturally necessary to allow the visible dynamic island to shrink in size. Now, a more credible source claims that the Pro variants will debut with LTPO Plus displays, meaning improved efficiencies even in always-on performance, with LG and Samsung being the sole manufacturers, as apparently BOE didn't make the cut. Now, despite these new images, there are still conflicting rumors about Apple's final design choices. Earlier in 2025, rumors suggest that the company might eliminate the dynamic island entirely in favor of a small punch hole in the corner, but recent updates indicate that it's too soon for that change. Well-known sources, including Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, have backed the idea that the iPhone 18 Pro will feature a reduced dynamic island rather than removing it completely. However, another prominent leaker, Digital Chat Station, claimed that the smaller dynamic island has been delayed until the iPhone 19, which, yeah, you and I know might actually not happen over that iPhone 20. At this point, we're pretty much close to the time frame where this could be final, so let me know what you think about everything in the comments. Now, before we get to the hottest news, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Mediatek. This would be the third year where Motorola chooses Dimensity for its most beloved Razr, and I can see why. The first and second base Razr proved to be great in performance and endurance, and this 2026 Razr has only gotten better with the Dimensity 7450X and its advanced 4nm architecture. Seriously, this phone has the looks, has the feel, and then all this is matched with snappy performance, reliable connectivity, and even better endurance on its slim form factor. It's clearly the reason Motorola continues to trust Mediatek year over year. Thanks to Mediatek for sponsoring this video. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about the foldable iPhone, as it seems the company is planning to innovate in foldable design and more than just the hinge technology we talked about days ago. According to a well-known tech leaker, Instant Digital, the iPhone Ultra is shaping up to be the most easily repairable folding phone in the market. We've seen the company make dramatic moves towards repairability, and, well, this device reportedly uses a highly modular and elegant internal design that completely removes the complicated ribbon cables typically found in foldables, making it much simpler to take apart. To achieve this, apparently Apple placed the phone's motherboard entirely on the right side. By moving the volume buttons to the top edge rather than the usual spot on the left, engineers avoided having to run cables across the folding screen. This clever layout frees up a massive amount of internal space, allowing Apple to dedicate most of the room to the display and what is expected to be the largest battery ever put inside of an iPhone. Now, beyond its repair-friendly interior, the iPhone Ultra is expected to pack premium specifications and a unique exterior design. We already know of the possible 7.8-inch inner display and a 5.5-inch outer screen. Thing is, we now hear that it's expected to be powered by Apple's new A20 processor and the C2 modem, while also including Touch ID and the fingerprint sensor, and also a dedicated camera control button on the right side, as we talked about before. But I know it's either A20 Pro or A20. I don't know. We'll see for the chip. Now, for photography, it will have two rear cameras housed in raised plateau design similar to the rumored iPhone Air 2. It's expected to cost around $2,000, be eSIM only as the iPhone Air, and it's expected to come in two colors and three storage sizes. So yeah, prepare your wallets. In today's question, let me know, does repairability make a major difference when you buy a phone? Because in my case, it does, especially with the cost of parts, as this is a nightmare for foldables. I'm curious to know what you'd prefer in the comments. Friends, thank you so much for joining on this new episode of Tech Briefing. Please like, subscribe, and join the conversation in the comments, as I'm sure you've seen me try to respond to as many as I can. Also, follow me on social media as more behind-the-scenes work continues to happen. There are events coming that are rather interesting, and we have even more review units. Guys, by the way, our Technically There podcast with Josh is returning very soon, so stay tuned for that as well. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.